So today I want to talk about tip number 3 in our series of 5 things you can do to dramatically increase or explode the results you're getting in social media for your business. So tip number 3 is a really, really important one that very few businesses ever take the time to focus on. And this is something that we at Smart Social focus on a lot because it is so important, but it's so rarely ever done by agencies or even in-house people, mainly because they're afraid of what they're going to learn from this. So tip number 3 comes down to it's important that you measure and report what you are doing on social media and you focus on learning lessons from it. This is the most challenging part of using social media. And again, most agencies like to avoid metrics. They like to not have to explain what they're doing. And even in-house people have a hard time with this. Part of it, honestly, is because they don't know how to adequately do this. They don't know how to make sure that they can measure effectively what's going on social media. And again, this is something that we at Smart Social do really well. So here's the thing to understand. If you cannot measure what's going on, then you cannot improve what's happening. This is that Hawthorne principle of management, okay? Things that are measured improve dramatically faster than things that are not measured. So you want to make sure that you are measuring things in your business to help you to grow, to help you have more success. Using social media is no exception to this. You want to make sure that you are taking the time to really measure your results on social media and understanding what content is working and what's not. So a couple things to think about with this. One is understanding, a simple way to understand your content is what we call the engagement rate. This is a simple calculation. What you do is you take the number of interactions that you get on a particular post, okay? Uh, these are likes, comments, and shares basically. So you add those up. So let's say you have a post that gets, you know, 20 likes and comments and shares combined, basically. That's not bad. That's a pretty good one, especially on Facebook. That's a really good engagement. Then you divide that number, that total engagement, divide that number by the number of followers that your page has. That will give you a decimal number that you convert to percentage, and it tells you what percent of your audience is interacting with you. It's not a completely perfect number, but it is a good indicator to help you know how effective is your content being. So if you do this on a post by post basis, you will start to see which posts actually get the most engagement and which ones do not. And this should help you to teach a lesson. As you look at your content, and you should have a variety of things happening on your social media, you should have lots of different types of content going on there. You'll notice some content works better than others. So the goal of this is to figure out which content works better than others and do more of that kind of content. So as you see the engagement rate, you'll see which ones they like the most, which ones get more likes, comments, and shares. Do more of that kind of content. That's going to help you to get your content better over time. Okay, now people's habits, people's ideas, what they're interested in does change from time to time. So this is why you have to continually monitor and update this. But if you want your social media to be really effective, you have to manage this and monitor it and make sure that the content that you're putting your time and money into creating is getting a results for your business. Every single post needs to do something to further the goals of your business. If the person that is creating that content cannot tell you how well or what the point of that post is or how well it's going to help, then it is the wrong kind of content to do. You might need to pick a different person to help you out or work with that person more to make sure they can build good content, okay? Every post costs your business in value, time and money. Okay, it's going to cost time to do it and cost money to pay that person to do it or pay for software to build graphics or videos or other things like that. So you want to realize there is a cost to your business for every post that goes on social media. So if it's going to cost you money, why not make sure that that money is well spent? Too many businesses talk to a person who's a graphic designer, typically by trade. They're classically trained in graphic design. They hire them to do their social media. They build really cool graphics, and the business person's like, "Oh, that's really good graphics. That looks nice." But their likes, comments, and shares are very, very low. Okay, if you are not getting likes, comments, and shares up, then the algorithm on the social network is going to work against you. You have to play to that algorithm. You have to get that algorithm on your side. Once that algorithm is on your side, your content will be seen by a lot more people for the same price. If you're not getting that algorithm to work in your favor, you are costing yourself money. You are limiting your reach. Okay, this is a very common problem. If you get the algorithm on your favor by putting out content that your customers want to like, comment, and share, they will promote it to more people. You can take a page, and we do this in our business at Smart Social all the time. We can take a page that has maybe 300 followers, let's say, and we take that page and we get their content viewed by over 3,000 people every month. That is because we get the algorithm to work in our favor. Now, if you're not measuring your success, if you're not tracking and understanding what content's working better, then you will never get to that point. So you always have to be tracking and measuring what you're doing, making sure it's accomplishing the goals you want, and then learning from it. If it's working, great. If it's not working, how do we change it to make it work better? This is something that is very constant that you always need to be focusing on. So if you're working with an agency out there, you should be asking them, what are the posts, what type of content is the highest value content as far as interactions that we can be helping with making? What kind of things should we be focusing on that's going to get us the best bang for the buck as far as content? If they can't answer that or seem kind of wishy-washy, like, well, we think this is good, but I think this or this, they don't have the data to show, here's what your followers are looking at, that is a sign you might want to consider looking for a different agency to work with, okay? Because they need to know the data. If they don't understand the data and how to measure this, they're not being as effective as they could be for you. So make sure that you are getting the best value you can out of social media. And I can promise you, as you measure and improve your content through watching it, you'll be surprised at how well your social media goes better. It will feel like it explodes. It just takes off and does better, okay? Now that same calculation, just as a little bit of a tidbit for you, a little bonus, if you take that same calculation and you can take the number of views on a post, so just views, even if they don't interact with it, number of views divided by the number of followers you have will give you that how many people are viewing your content, and is that over time getting better? That is the important thing you need to track. If you want your social media to be effective for your business, it has to be getting in front of more and more people over time. Because the more people see the same posts, then the more that post is effective. Okay, you're paying someone to help you build that content. It's the same cost whether they build 30 posts for February or 30 posts for March. It's basically the same cost. But if by the time March hits, in February, maybe they got the average views on that post was around a 6% viewer rate. And when you look at that viewer engagement, maybe by March, you're starting to get an 8% viewer. That means more people are seeing the same content. It's not costing you any more to produce the content, but you're getting in front of more people. So it's making your content more effective. But if you will never know this if you're not tracking and measuring the content and tracking and measuring that growth. So make sure you're tracking those things. That'll help you out. Track your target audience growth. If your follower count's going up, that's great. But is your follower count going up among the demographics and geographics of your target audience? If it's not, that's bad. This is a common thing. People say, oh, I need my followers to grow really fast. That's wonderful. If you don't care who your follower is, in about 24 hours, we can get you a couple thousand followers for about 10 or 15 bucks. It doesn't cost much. There's plenty of places online where you can buy followers. The problem is are they going to spend money with you? If you're going to spend money to attract them, they should be able to spend money with your business. So tracking and measuring your follower count is another important part of this idea of making sure it's going in the right direction. So if you're growing among the right audience and you have good content that's running and it's going in the right direction and you're getting those engagements, the odds that you'll find success on social media is so high, it's amazing. These are not hard concepts to follow. They just take some time to really think through. And this is one of the things that we love to do for businesses out at Smart Social. So if you need help with this, let us know. I'd love to help you out with that. And please stick around for the next video. We've got tip number 4 coming up next on how can you explode your social media results for your business. Thanks for watching.